Hello everybody, Eric Kulik, the cross-dressing Mormon, the maskless Messiah, here to tell you about the dreams that I have had that seem to be about to come to pass. You see, there was the first three videos that were kind of more symbolic that I'd like to tell you about first. The first one, I was in like a while ago, this was like I was a lot younger, I was in this theater and all these people were all like hypnotized by this movie, and they were all like impossible to talk to about anything but like what they were watching on these screens in this theater. And I'm going around trying to like wake them out of their hypnosis, and eventually people are starting to come around, but it's really crazy. And so it's like, I don't know, I feel like that was a dream about how things are now with all the propaganda on both sides, and how people are really stuck in this sort of, you know, this weird state of mind, and hopefully this will start to change. I've got a couple of dreams that were more like they were on like an airplane, but like also kind of like Facebook, the way the setting was, as far as like it almost seemed like where everyone was on like the plane. It was almost like these like profiles and stuff. Anyway, but the first one of those dreams, it was actually when my stepdad, right after he passed. I told you about how the dreams I had before he passed and helped him to pass on, getting the humility to let me help him to finally get into bed. But in this dream that I have of him a couple days after he dies, all these people on the plane are all these people like my loved ones and people who I really care about, friends and family. But a lot of them are really starting to get like really angry and hating even me to some extent. And so I ask him why, and he says, "Don't bring the guitar." And so I'm wondering maybe it has something to do with when I brought the guitar to Willamette and how I started triggering all that stuff there. You know, probably a bit of that, I'm sure. I don't know if there's something I have to worry about in the future. So yeah, I haven't really been playing a lot of guitar lately. I've been working a lot, really, mostly, main reason. So yeah, the next dream about the airplane was actually with that John Moneta guy I told you about in the previous video also. He and I were on the plane, and it was crashing, and all of a sudden we hop out, and when it crashes, and it landed in this school in this poor black neighborhood, and all the kids were coming out, and they were like fighting us on the plane. And so John was really getting into it with them, fighting him, but I was just trying to keep all the people coming out of the school away from the other fellow passengers. And then finally, all of a sudden, it cuts to me being inside the school in this like bathroom where it's like a hall with like a toilet with an open door, you know, no curtain or anything, or partition, and then like another toilet across the hall, and then down the hall would be another toilet, and there's this kid who was coming out. He was fighting us, and he's taking a shit too, like I'm taking a shit. And I get up and I point and I show, like, look, we're both taking shits. Why are we fighting, you know? So I really feel like this is a big kind of a symbolism, you know, for me, for understanding my role in helping to heal race relations. Martin Luther King was always a huge hero of mine, and of all the people I've actually gotten to see video of, my favorite. So anyway, so that was the more kind of symbolic stuff. And as now I'm getting more into the more literal things, the dreams that felt more like the literal ones that have come to pass. They kind of feel a little different, these dreams. And in those dreams, I'm at like a library and a bowling alley, and I'm there to like perform or to speak or both or something. And then another dream, I'm like wandering the streets, and there's all these people following me, like I'm building a following or something. Another dream where I'm like at these stadiums, hence why I'm filming this here. A baseball stadium in one dream and a football stadium in the other. But when I'm there, I'm there to like I'm a main attraction, like I'm there to speak or perform as well. But in the stadium, I'm pretty sure it's these stadiums here, because in this stadium it looks like the way they set up it might be a little different than other stadiums, because like in this dream I'm inside the stadium, not quite in the stands, in a way that I can watch the field. But anyway, and these dreams I'm meeting, you know, a lot of my favorite athletes that I grew up enjoying their, you know, performance, and so it's kind of a real trip for me in the dream. I even get to this point where I think I'm at Dots. It's a cafe that Elliott Smith, one of my favorite performers who I got to meet before he died, he used to hang out there a lot when he lived in Portland. And it became like my place when I was living down there, and I'd go and I'd play for hours, and play Elliott Smith, Radiohead, and all that good stuff for all the patrons. And yeah, it was a really wonderful spot for me. So I kind of felt like it, when I had the dream at the time, it seemed almost like that was the location, just because it was like a place that was my place. But I don't know, I'm not really sure about the location now. But when I meet Dave, he's like floored to meet me, and I'm happy to meet him, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've met Chris Novoselic and his bassist and former drummer of Foo Fighters, Nate Mendel and William Goldsmith, when they were in Sunny Day Real Estate in Connecticut. But anyway, so yeah, those are the dreams that have happened more recently, getting famous dreams that I can recall. But there was also a dream that my friend James's sister, Dominique, she had the last time I visited James in New York. She had a dream that I was playing piano and on stage, you know, so I'm wondering if that's going to be one of the main kinds of ways that my performances occur in the future, because I'm not sure I'll be playing guitar too much. I mean, not that I won't play guitar, but I've been getting to pick it up more, the piano, and I really love it. So, yeah, the next dream I want to mention is the one where I'm back at Willamette University. Now, they have a stage set up on the quad. I'm there to speak, finally, to return to speak to the Willamette crowd. And there's all these like federal agents and police and like around the perimeter of the school, and like choppers going, and they just don't know what to do. They're going to stand still, waiting to like know what to do. And so yeah, that's the real reassurance for me, though. And this is going to get pretty awesome, like as far as the Willamette too, dealing with all that stuff, because there's some stuff that really needs to be handled there, you know, not just personally, but for the way that universities operate and everything. So the next dreams I'd like to mention are, I was growing up on Long Island years and years ago, and I had these dreams, two dreams, recurring dreams, where I'd be on the south shore of Long Island, where it's all just flat beaches and everyone's hanging out. It's a beautiful sunny day. All of a sudden the waves like start getting tidal wavy, and everyone's running for their lives, and that's where it ends. And then there's another dream on the North Shore, where there's all these cliffs, and I'm down on the sand below the cliffs, and my family and friends are up on the top trying to save me as the water is starting to rise. These were kind of things that helped me to want to go back to Seattle, besides wanting to move back here just for having been born here and loving it, but and feeling drawn here. But yeah, I also then had these dreams of flying craft, like one where it was like, you know, UFO, I don't know what it was unidentified, flying and like looking for me, and I'm like dodging through like neighborhoods, and just me, but I have other people I'm working with or something, like together with, but it's like more like just trying to get away from these people. And then another dream, there's all these ships in the sky, and everyone's out and like staring up, and there's like this monument. I'm like, whoa, this is like, the world has changed as we know it. Crazy. I've even had these dreams of these like flying tube things that we go into, maybe, I don't know, like some new technology, I don't know. My friend Steve Nunez, another one I mentioned from the previous video, he actually had a dream of me taking two bodies of water. This is the more symbolic one that I was mentioning. Taking two bodies of water, one that was dirty and one that was clean, and passing the dirty one through the clean one and making them both clean. So I also had my final dream I'd like to tell you about. Was actually, it was kind of like a second coming kind of experience, is what I always thought, like I would be involved, at least, if not, you know, have some kind of role that was primary in this event or whatever that we're, you know, going towards, or some weird singularity point or something. Because in the dream, I'm on this hill, and there's this like gate or building right next to me, and all these people with like these glowing faces, like so happy to be there, and farther than the eyes can see in every direction. And then all of a sudden there's this bright blue and white light just glowing and getting stronger and stronger. And I'm like, this is it. This is finally the moment we've been waiting for. So I hope I can finally see all of those things, especially that one moment on that hill, because it was the most profound, the most real, the most beautiful dream I've ever had. Thank you. Good night.